It's Wednesday, you know what that means. It's time for the latest live weekly event from Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown this week. We've got the Ford anniversary, this valid up until the 18th of June. Happy birthday to Ford. We are here to celebrate the creation of Ford and showcase the American brand's vehicles, their cars. Race with your favourite Ford and beat all your opponents. Now this feels a little bit like Deja vu. I feel like I'd done this not so long ago. Hopefully things are different. The reward for this week, it's a cosmetic, it's a jacket. It's actually quite a cool looking little jacket, isn't it? An aviator bomber jacket. Do you know what? I'm not going to slam on that one. It's an epic reward. It is quite a cool jacket, especially if you're a Ford fan. But more importantly, let's take a look at what we've got in store for this week's events. Starting out on the Ibiza map, Coastal Cruiser. We've got 3.6 mile nighttime. Oh, interesting race here. 79% asphalt, 21% gravel. We can see it's just a couple of gravel sections here. In the Ford Shelby GT500, the Ford Mustang GT, and the Ford Mustang. I like this. Max RP of 600, so it looks like we're getting a return of RP, or PR restrictions rather. You know, that's hit or miss. I know a lot of people are split on the opinion of no PR restrictions and PR restrictions. I'm happy either way. We've got 5 separate events. Some could have a restriction, some could be open, and that would please everybody, I would assume. But the race itself, we can see there is 2 separate off-road kind of sections here. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting one in the Ford Mustang. Second event here on Ibiza is the Ford Firenze, a 3.3 mile sprint. It's going to be a nice sunny day. 12% asphalt, 88% gravel, and it will be no surprise, it is in the Ford F-150 and it has no PR restrictions. So what we're going to do, we're going to kick things off here over by the Sharps HQ on Hong Kong Island. Adequately, we are indeed in a Mustang already. Is this the GT350R, I believe? So yeah, we're going to have a look at the races, the events that we've got here first of all on Ibiza's map. Then we're going to take a look over towards Hong Kong Island, where it'll be no surprise, as always, we will be expecting 3 single separate races there. And a little spoiler, they're going to be in Fords. Well, I would largely assume they're going to be in Fords, with it being a celebration of Ford. Nonetheless, we've managed to ramble on and get over to the first event, which is of course going to be Coastal Cruiser, Ford Mustang, Ford Mustang GT, or the Ford Shelby GT500. This is going to be an interesting one. So when I come in to take a look at what cars I've personally got available for this one, unfortunately I can't use my Shelby GT350R. It's not available for this race, so it's either going to have to be the 2018 Mustang GT or the 67 Mustang. I think we're going to take the 2018 and just do a quick auto configuration, get this one down below the 600 RP required. In terms of builds for this one, well, we know we've got a couple of off-road sections there, but I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go with slick tyres. This may end badly, but we'll have a shot and see how we get on. So with the slick tyres fitted, is it just going to be rest in peace? Is this just going to be an absolute disaster? A couple of off-road sections. I'm hoping that they're going to be short enough that we can survive with the slick tyres fitted to our Mustang, and we can make up all that time on the road sections. Shouldn't be a surprise. Slick tyres, they should be good enough, let's be honest. With the PR restrictions also down below 600, the only time I used this car was the previous Ford event where we had this on the freeway and we were essentially doing a speed run as we actually get smashed past there from a GT500, the first off-road section here. Are we going to pay the price for having these slick tyres fitted? Let me tell you, we don't have any traction, but that should not come as a surprise. I mean, we've got literally no traction here, lighting up the back end. When we try to put the foot down and try to get any form of traction, I mean, it's not the worst in the world. It's not ideal, but it's not the worst in the world. We are getting around there at a reasonable pace. Then when we come back onto the roads, we're going to have all the grip in the world. So for that first section, yeah, I think we could stomach the pain of having slick tyres. Oh, maybe not round that left-hander. Yeah, for that first little section, I think we can stomach the pain of having slick tyres, nurse our way through the off-road part of the course. Then we come back onto the road section, the cobble section we've got right here around the little castle terrace kind of part. Yeah, we're going to do alright. We should make up all of that time back, throwing it into the left-handers, the right-handers, a left-hander just here, fortunately taking out a lamppost. Yeah, we'll have a hell of a lot more traction. We've gapped the AI, so they're not going to be a concern for this one. Yes, we have got a slightly tuned car, that's fair to say. The AI won't be troubling us. But the pain suffered off-road with slicks. Yeah, we're going to more than make up with it on these on-road sections with our slick tyres. Throwing it round the roundabout just there, you can see just how much grip we actually had in the Mustang GT. What have we got? 25%, 35% left of the race. I'm interested to see what this second off-road section is going to be like. We've got a huge straight just here, right through the heart of the Ibiza map. Unfortunately, we are heavily down on power. We could have tailored this car so much better for the race, but in the interest of speed and science, we've came in with an auto PR'd car. Yeah, it could be built a lot better, let's be honest. Focus on the power and those maybe even semi-slick tyres. You could probably get away with that. Here's our second section here, so we're onto the beach. And I was in neutral, that's why I had no acceleration just there. But when we're on the beach here, we've got these little wooden planks. I feel like we're getting enough traction here as well. I think the the slick tyres are going to be perfectly fine for this race, but I know if you're looking to save your PR, you may want the semi-slicks. Hell, you may even just go with those standard road tyres, but if you so desire, the slicks will be good enough to win this race. Now, without setting the fastest time, we didn't set the leaderboards alight. We have achieved the first set of points this week, 10 of just 70. We only require 7 race wins to complete out this live weekly event. You know, that's more than half of what we had last week of 150. Don't know the logic behind how many points are required for each event. Maybe they're going to make more points required for a livery, less points for just a cosmetic, which is of course the bomber jacket for this week. I would like it to stay 100, 150, make us grind for the wins. Nonetheless, we'll move on and have a look at the second race. So coming out of the first race, you know, I felt quite happy about that one as I take out a Range Rover Sport there. I felt alright with that race. It was a good race to kind of kick things off today. Kind of glad, you know, we went a little bit different and started things off here on the Ibiza map. I tend to do it the other way around. What we're going to do though is head on over towards the north of the Ibiza map this time out, over towards that second event. Now, it's an off-road race, and again, it's going to be Marmite. I know not everybody loves off-road racing. For me, I absolutely love it. I think they've captured the off-road racing aspect in this game very well. In the Ford F-150, I've not used all too much. Again, I bought it for a previous live weekly event. I've used it a handful of times, but I'm going to enjoy using it this time out. If we just hang a left over here, yep, we should have that left right inside of here. We can then enter into the off-road course. Nice and wide in the GT350R, but we can see the event is right here for us. What's this event? It is, of course, Ford Frenzy. That 3.3 mile sprint, 12% asphalt, 88% gravel in the F-150. So I've came into this one a little bit blind here. I don't have a tune on this one apparently, and I don't even know which tyres I have fitted. RP or PR, I need to get that right. PR is set to 640, so I'm not sure what parts are fitted. I'm not even sure which tyres are fitted. But we're going to give it a shot. We can see we are getting bitched off the line here. The rest of the AI have completely stretched away from us, as always when we're racing here. I don't know why this has happened. This appears to be a bit of a new thing, that even though we're on the off-road race course here, it tells us we're off route. It doesn't make sense. The cool thing about this race, if we can keep it on the course, and the cool thing about this race, well, we don't have that PR restriction, so you can come in here, you can throw every bolt on to your F-150, have tons of fun with tons of power, should that be what you desire. For me, I'm just looking to keep this between the white lines, because I am not having a good start to this race so far. God damn it. I should have looked at how this thing was built. I don't think I've even got off-road tyres fitted to this, with the way it is sliding all over this course. But hey, that's part of the fun sometimes, right? Stick it down the inside. We've managed to get up to 6th place. Oh, we're a little bit late, but we do manage to snatch 5th place, cutting down the inside of Stewart at that point, a little bit wide into the left-hander just there. Yeah, we definitely don't have off-road tyres fitted to the F-150 at this point. That is going to be an error on my behalf as we get tangled up with Stuart just here, pushed onto the rocks. God, we do manage to cheese it. Why is the AI cutting across the road there? That makes absolutely no sense. Nonetheless, I don't know how, but we have managed to get ourselves up into second place, and we're only 50% of the way through the race, as the AI again don't have a good mapping route through the little chicanes that we have on the course just there. I do wish the mapping of AI would improve in this game. Maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, we see that in future seasons. Nonetheless, I don't know how we've done it, but somehow, guys, I have managed to get myself up into first place, having a dismal race. But we're in first, and we're in, to my understanding, as much of a stock F-150 as I could imagine. I would assume this has got a few upgrades fitted to it with PR, my god, PR being up at 640. I'm not entirely sure what these are standard, but 640 PR, wait, you've done it correctly. And most definitely not got off-road tyres fitted. I can tell just the way that this thing's turning into some of these corners. Oh damn it, we've just lost first place. I'm not concentrating enough. John diving up the inside of me there, that genuinely caught me off guard. Jeez. I would have to say, make sure you've got off-road tyres fitted to it. I'm absolutely struggling to get this thing turned with the standard tyres. Yes, it's manageable, but my god, it's more challenging than it ever should be. Trying to have a look at the minimap as I come around the course here. Oh dear, oh dear. I didn't really see any shortcuts, which again is a good thing. And as I do fumble my way to a race win, it was a massive struggle. We can see on the Ford just there, it doesn't have off-road tyres fitted. It has got the standard road tyres, guys. They might even be semi-slicks. Nonetheless, don't use those tyres. Off-road tyres are almost a must for that race, but we have got the second set of points, 20 out of 70 now achieved. So moving over to the Hong Kong Island map next up, what races have we got here? What events do we have? First of all, we've got Breakdance, 7.4 mile, 2 lap, foggy asphalt race, GT40 Mark 1, Ford GT or Ford GT. I imagine it's going to be the 2006 and the 2016 variants just there. So any Ford GT, I like that race. It's going to give a good challenge because a lot of people are very quick in that Mark 1 GT40. My personal preference is the 2006, and of course we've seen recently a lot of people enjoying the more recent 2016 variant of the Ford GT. With it being foggy and dusk, it's going to be a challenging one to depict which the weather's going to be. I'm going to assume it's going to be fairly wet or just coming out of wet, but we'll have a look at that one shortly. Secondly, on Hong Kong Island, we've got no barriers, a 3-mile dry sprint on asphalt in the Ford Mustang with a max RP of 380. So that one there is going to be the classic Ford Mustang race that we kind of looked at earlier, the 67. So we've done that race before actually. We can see first place 2 minutes 20. Interesting. So we've got another race there in a Mustang. Then lastly, to round us out with Hong Kong Island, bring on tomorrow a 7-mile sprint. Right, okay, 66% asphalt and 34% gravel. Max RP is 850, but it's for any Ford. But as we can see on this race itself, there's going to be a couple of tricky off-road sections just there. Now, it's a 7-mile sprint. The large part of this, the fast part of this, it is going to be on tarmac or on asphalt. But those off-road sections, specifically the second off-road section, that actually looks quite a challenging one. That's going to be interesting to see which car everybody decides to use and how they navigate around that part of the track. I've kind of got in mind which car I'm going to use, but we'll round out today's video with that one. First of all, let's push forward with the first of the races here on Hong Kong Island. I need to change the mapping of my buttons. Tried to get on last night, do some instant challenges with that one, and Alex, Steam actually crashed on us as we were playing the game. But I did change the button mapping on this controller. I will need to go back in and do it. Basically, I've got rid of instant challenges on my controller and I just use it for controlling my lights now. Not that that matters to anybody. What does matter is Breakdance, 4GT, 4GT, 4GT40 Mark 1 2-lap race, foggy on asphalt. So again, we've got a choice coming into this one, the 2016 Ford GT or the 2006 Ford GT. I'm going to be saving that car for later. We're going to jump into the 2016 variant here. Do we need to do any PR changes? We don't. There is no PR cap. This one is built to 750. Oh, do you know what? Let's go with the semi-slick tyres here, just in case we do have a slightly damp track, up to 775 PR. So coming into the race, well, a bit of underestimated this one, guys. It looks like we're going to have largely a dry track to work with, or a dry course, which I'm not against. Just with it saying it was foggy and dusk, typically this tells us we've got a little bit of standing water, just going by the previous races that we've had. It doesn't look like we're going to have any water, but we'll make a good shot of what we've got. We can see Pablo has almost checked out there in first place, so I've got a little bit of catching up to do there. A little bit aggressive on the brakes coming into that first turn. We could have braked so much later, made up so much more time. Coming around the left-hander, staying off the barriers, staying away from the tram station itself. Yeah, we're holding second, we're holding third place, sorry, here, alright. Can't really hear my gearbox. Wow, okay, there we go. It's so frustrating. When we lower the PR, which is what I've been trying to do recently, and have some battles with the AI, well, again, we're then lumped with the fact that the AI are not mapped for most of these races. I don't understand how the AI can be mapped so poorly for these races. Why are they driving along the central reservation and killing all time that they've got? It simply doesn't make sense. It does need fixed. KT or Nacon, whichever side of the team are looking into that one. Fix the AI, fix the mapping that they have for these races. We can see right here, we've not even had the quickest or the best race so far, but we've got no competition from the AI because they've all done this kind of thing. They've crashed into the central reservation and killed any momentum that they had. It's so damn frustrating. I mean, where are the AI? They're nowhere to be seen. Can't even see them on that bloody minimap. It is something that must be fixed for this game. Yeah, hopefully the devs see this. Hopefully enough complaining from the community will get through to the devs. AI mapping is simply awful for the large part of this game. The race itself, however, should it be a competitive one, god damn, it's a fantastic circuit we've got here. Some good straights, some very intricate braking zones. Picking them too late, you're going to end up in a wall. Picking them too early, you're going to lose a lot of time. So we've got some good braking zones, some good straights, some very good turns also. It's a fantastic course that we've got here. That I chose to use the 2016 Ford GT. I think this was the correct choice for this race. I was going to use the 2006. I think we're going to use that later in today's video. Keep the variety as fresh as possible as I outbraked myself there. Forgot I was on the semi-slicks rather than the slick tyres. Nice and tight around the left-hander again, keeping it out of the tram station. And in this section here, this is where the AI were just simply running along that central reservation. It makes absolutely no sense why they're mapped to run along there. The road is wide enough. We've seen videos recently talking about how wide the roads are. Why is the AI not mapped to the width of the road? Yeah, I'll stop moaning about that one as I ironically crash into the central reservation and kill all of my momentum. The race itself, guys, it looks like you're going to have no problem smashing through this one. It actually looks like it's going to be a very fun and very competitive race at that as well. I'm going to assume many people will be back to absolutely rinse this leaderboard and try and get into the top 3. I can already assume who's going to be there. Paku, Jason, yeah, just to name but a few. So this for me looks to be the race so far that is going to be the challenging race for that leaderboard to get onto the podium. Not that it matters, it should. We should have rewards for podium finishes on leaderboards, but hey ho, maybe in future seasons. We're almost done, guys. Couple of corners left, or is this the last corner? This might even be one of the last corners. Yeah, we're not too far from the finish line. It's a good race. Unfortunately, there's no challenge from the AI. If you can get into this race with somebody, you're going to have a fantastic battle along the big straights. Who can outdrag one another? Who can pick the perfect braking zones coming in to these sort of right-handers, left-handers? Yeah, a fantastic circuit we've got here. Fingers crossed, guys, you can get in this with multiplayer or come in with a friend, because that is a fantastic course we've just had. Now, of course, with that race win, we're up to 30 points now. 4 more races and we will have that bomber jacket. We can therefore then push over towards the fourth race for today's video, the second race on the Hong Kong Island map. Am I going in the correct direction? Yes, I am. It's just a couple of minutes up the road here. Oh, I've got a nice delivery mission there. I'm going to have to see if I can capture that after recording this video. What is that delivery mission? Let's have a quick look. Oh, I need to select them on the minimap. Where is it? Contracts. I have got, oh, the Aston Martin Vulcan. It's a 100k contract. That's actually a very good one to pick up. I might have to come back and do that. 6 minutes left. I might actually go and do that now, then finish recording this video. Yeah, I'm going to do that, guys. I'm going to quickly drop in, do that delivery mission, because I'm not leaving anything like that lying on the board when I'm on the grind for Season 4. Let me quickly quickly do this delivery mission, and I'll come back to you. So, knocking off what is such a quick and purposeful delivery mission in the Vulcan, a car I absolutely love in this game. I mean, what the hell happened there? I came down that on-ramp to the beach section here and I lost almost 25%. These kind of mappings in the game, they're so damn frustrating. I understand we've came down a little bump in the road. These are the things that frustrate me. That realistically should not have costed me 26% of my delivery bonus for delivering that car. Test Drive do need to fix some of these things, man. It's so frustrating. You can see 27 grand that cost me from hitting a little bump in the road. I mean, nonetheless, still made $86,000. But yeah, those are the kind of things that really frustrate me as an avid player of this game, as you guys would know. Those little mapping issues. It's actually quite a hot topic for today's video, mapping issues in the game. I mean, yeah, I understand with that delivery contract, we did come down a dip in the road, yep. But it shouldn't cost us 27,000 credits of our reward for a little dip in the road. It's so damn frustrating. Let's put that to one side, however. Let's actually get on with the fourth race for today's video, which is no barriers. A 3-mile sprint in the Ford Mustang, the classic Ford Mustang. It's clear. So it could be quite a good race. So coming into this one with the 380 build that we actually had the last time out, we used the Ford Mustang. I did build a specific 380 PR build, so I'm going to use that build for this race. Full reference, full clarity. I have got the standard road tyres fitted. I haven't done any rubber upgrade essentially, but I have got a custom tune applied to my 67 Mustang. It was only a few weeks ago actually we did that one. So yeah, we're going to use what we spent time building. I think it's kind of the first time today I'll have used a custom tune on a car, and I actually think we built it for a race around the same part of the map. I might actually go back through and watch the last Ford event because it feels very similar to where we are right now. I don't think it's the same race, but it feels very similar nonetheless. No surprise with us having a custom tune and an upgraded 67 Mustang here. Well, we have left the AI for dead. They aren't going to be a challenge here. However, I am on the wrong side of the highway. We managed just to cut across to the left there, and we come around the freeway, the highway to the left. 15.5-second lead already. Yeah, the AI are going to be no trouble here. I can see we've got that hairpin left before we go through Aberdeen Tunnel. Just going to take it casually, guys. I'm in no rush to finish off this race itself. Nice hairpin left there. I think we could get some very good times on the board in this race. Again, I think this is going to be another one of those competitive races. Looks like we're heading down onto the racetrack here as well. I need to do my own due diligence. I don't know the name of this racetrack, and I assume this is a real racetrack with it being a one-to-one map of Hong Kong Island. If not, then yeah, I'm very disillusioned. But I need to learn what the name of this potential racetrack actually is. Big power slide. Hey, well, I'm going to have some fun here. Big power slide round to the left-hander. Carry that forward into the right-hander. Hairpin right. Nice and tight around that one. It's not the quickest way of getting around it, but by God, it's a hell of a lot of fun sticking out the back end of the 67 Mustang. Just 10% or so left of this race. It's a very quick race indeed. Nice and tight to the wall, open it up for the exit, try and carry out maximum speed as we push forward to that start finish line, and a very easy victory there, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Now I do suspect we will go a lot faster. I will be coming back to that race because I like that one. Low RP and a good circuit. I will be coming back to that race. We've got the 4th race win. We've got the 40th set of points on the board. Just 3 more race wins required. Let's head on over to the last race here on Hong Kong Island and see what we have got. So we come down towards Repulse Bay here, just kind of taking a shortcut to get us down to this last race on the Hong Kong Island map. And it's going to be a big one. And I think this is going to give us the biggest variety of vehicles that we can choose. Now I've probably put myself in a bit of a difficult spot here. I want to kind of use a different car for each race that we've got today. So we've got Bring On Tomorrow, a 7-mile sprint, 66% asphalt, 34% gravel, any Ford, max RP of 850. And when we come and have a look at what vehicles we could use, well, I've got a few Fords in the garage. 2016 GT, the 2006 GT, 2018 Mustang GT, the 2018 GT 350R, the Ford F-150 and the 67 Mustang. Now, I've used 3-4 of these vehicles already. I've already used the 2016 GT, I've used the F-150, I've used the 67, and I've also used the 2018 Mustang. So do I now use the 06 Ford GT, or do we use that 350R? I think I'm going to use the 2006. We're driving about in the 350R. Yes, we'll use the 2006 as we are driving about in the 350R. This will mean I will use every single Ford that I've got in the garage. Now, I am going to fit the standard road tyres to this. Yes, I have got a custom tune on the 2006 Ford GT. But with these little off-road sections, I'm going to fit the standard road tyres. I may suffer during the race, but with a 725 PR build, we're under the PR restrictions. Yeah, let's go with that. Now, I may suffer and I may pay the penalty in this race. We can see it's absolutely stacked with 2016 Ford GTs. So we're the outlier in the 2006 Ford GT, but I absolutely love this car. And then using this car means I've used every single Ford I've got in my garage in this week's live weekly event live video kind of thing. So yeah, I think this is the right thing to do. I think we're going to have to make up all of our time on road without outbraking ourselves, having to steal that corner just a little bit there. And try to remember I have got the standard road tyres fitted. I'm not going to have grip where I would expect to have grip in this race. Yeah. Oh wow, we don't have the grip I would like to have. But we've got a third of the race, let's just say, off-road. And we need to have a little bit of focus on that one, especially the second off-road section. It looks quite tricky and intricate. So yeah, I kind of want to have those standard road tyres. Here's our first off-road section. Just how bad is our handling going to be? I'm coming into it very, very cautiously. Do you know what? It's not too bad so far. It completely locks up under brakes. Going to have to treat it like an off-road race, abuse that gearbox, try and work through it nice and quickly. Come into the hairpin way too slow here, but we can slam the foot to the floor. Oh wow, too much of a flick for that one. Yeah, it's definitely a race that we can use any vehicle in and the standard road tyres, because it's really not that bad. Although I may not be making the best attempt of it, it's really not that bad with the standard road tyres on this 2006 GT. I say that now, I haven't got to... Oh wow, a little jump in the road I didn't expect there. I haven't got to the tricky off-road section, which I would expect to be much more difficult than that fast-flowing section that we did have just there. Try and get a bit of a power slide coming off the off-road back to the on-road section just there. Get the power down, shift up into second and third, and we can push forward. It looks like we've got a good lead over the AI as well, so yes, with a tuned vehicle, it will be a challenge 25 seconds. Fantastic. We can relax for the rest of this race. So we've got a good lead over the rest of the AI. It's not going to be a problem. I was a little bit worried that they would maybe be built towards a the off-road part of the race rather than the on-road, but with them being in the 2016 Ford GT, simply not the case. I would imagine that this is far better than the 2016 variant of Ford GT. Here we go then. This is the part I think is going to be much more difficult. We can see right there on the minimap, as I make an absolute dismal effort at the early points, the minimap, there's lots of lefts and rights, big snaking sections here. Fortunately, it looks like most of these are going to be downhill. If I remember my map reference correctly, I would assume this is all downhill from here. Hopefully not for the race, but actually for the course. Yeah, we should be alright here. 17 seconds, so the AI have reined us back in, although we did have a little crash there, and we do drop off the road, and we get beached on a rock. My god, I definitely spoke too soon. Yeah. 14 seconds, they're starting to rein us back in. I need to start to concentrate just a little bit to ensure that I do win this race. 15 seconds, yeah, we're going to be alright here, guys, it's not a problem. Through the left hand, right hand kink just there. I knew this was going to be a tricky part, guys. I knew this was going to be difficult to make sure we could get an evenly built, evenly balanced car for this race, but I do think something like the 350R Mustang or the 2006 Ford GT, should you have it. Obviously this car came with the gold edition of the game. You can still buy it, just to kind of add that on there. Fantastic car, I absolutely love this one. Yeah, I think we're going to be fine regardless of the vehicle we choose. It is just going to be a case that we're going to have standard road tyres fitted. No surprise, I kind of knew where we were on the map here. I knew this was going to be a tight, tricky, intricate off-road section where we were essentially going to have to pay the penalty, suffer. And I am suffering, my god. However, the off-road section is now complete. We can get back onto some tarmac, onto some asphalt. We actually got a 30-second lead, so we did manage to stretch away from the rest of the pack whilst making a horrific effort at the off-road section. Nonetheless, we'll push forward the last, what's that, 15%, 25% is? Maths not working for me today. We can push forward the last little section of the course we've got here back down into Hong Kong Island City Centre, essentially. Cut through one of the workshops. Was that a workshop? Yeah, I believe that was a workshop. Yeah, and we've essentially just got a big straight section now. Fantastic. This is a really good course. I'd actually give them credit. All of the courses that we've actually had this week have been put together and selected fantastically well. We're actually heading back to the racetrack once again. So yeah, I would actually give massive credit to the courses selected for this weekly event. Good selection of races. Yes, it is all branded towards Ford, but that's kind of the way these events have been going recently. It is what it is, but at least we get a good variety, good choice of cars, and a fantastic variety of courses, tracks, circuits, whatever it is you want to call them. Yeah, I will give the devs of TDU credit for this one. Great selection of courses that we've got there. This is another race I will be coming back to because, one, I've not set a good time whatsoever, having a couple of offs and obviously not concentrating as much as I would like to concentrate doing a live com, but I will be coming back to this, maybe even in my own time, and yeah, setting a competitive time, because that was a fantastic circuit. 50-second lead over the AI to round that one off. So I did just come back in and do the classic Mustang race another 2 times to complete off the live weekly event, where of course we achieved that reward of the Aviator bomber jacket for the Ford birthday. We thought it was worthwhile just do an extra couple of races and complete off this week's live weekly event. But something was quite interesting as I came into it. Managed to improve my time by 4, 5, 6 seconds, whatever it might have been. 73,000 there. Fantastic earning. Something did cross my mind here though, or cross in front of me. People are already smashing this race. So the fastest time I've got there is a 2:14. I mean, these guys are already smashing out 1:49s, 1:58s, 1:59s. Now, if there's a shortcut in that race, I don't know. If any of you guys, Deathers, EBL, Shino, Jason, are watching this video, even Vince, Eli, Asa, Yunon, Paku, please let me know how you're building, how you're tuning your Mustang for that race. We can see all of the top 6 there, built to a 380 RP, similar to myself. But are you building your car for grip or for power? Please let me know in the comment section or reach out in Discord, because I'd be fascinated to know how you've got a time of 1:49 specifically that 1:49 time is just mind-blowing. I was kind of thinking, you know, a 2-minute 5 towards a 2-minute 10 is probably an optimal target, but I mean, that's a very impressive time, Deathers. If one of you guys would reach out, that would be fantastic. I would love to know how you've built your classic Mustang for that race. But coming into the apartment, well, I think it's only fitting that we come over to the fitting room, the dressing room, whatever you want to call it, or closet, and take a look at that bomber jacket before we do leave things off today. I'm going to assume it's here. Yeah, we'll stick the bomber jacket on. How does this one actually look? It's actually quite a cool looking jacket, isn't it? Yeah, it's not bad at all, guys. It's a nice reward for our efforts this week. I quite like the gold eagle as well on the back of the jacket. Is it the gold eagle they call it? Whatever it is. It's a good looking jacket. It's a bit shiny, let's be honest, but Route 66 USA. Hey, it's a good looking jacket, isn't it? Guys, I'll round it out there for today. I did notice there may have been a couple of frame drops. That's on me, guys. I've got too many applications open this morning whilst having the game on, so if there is frame drops, it's on me. I do apologise. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please do consider giving me a little like in this video and subscribing. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers, which is just absolutely astonishing. It's not something I thought I was actually going to reach on the channel. So if you guys could do me a solid, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. If you haven't maybe shared the video, would you please share it? If I could reach 1,000 subs, I would have achieved a huge milestone, and I would be eternally grateful for you guys. Those who have already subscribed, thank you so much. Yeah, guys, please do like, share, subscribe, all the usual kind of good stuff. Yeah, it would be a huge achievement for myself to actually reach 1,000 subscribers on this little YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more updates, more content on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown.